of March 23rd, 2011. Coming live from inside the car. It's wicked cold and wet and miserable out, so I was gonna do it outside, but I thought, you know what, heck with them staying inside nice and warm. So anyway, have a nice big week this week. Picked up some things that I don't normally do, tried a couple things, and was very pleased with a lot of it. Most of it, I only had a couple gripes about a couple things, and we'll get right to that. So, without further ado, and this is probably a very big no-brainer for everybody, but my Bears Book of the Bunch is Legion of Superheroes number 11, and it's focusing, hey, how can I not like it? My man Timberwolf's on it. He is my all-time favorite Legionnaire. He's battled a lot of the same things that I have, and feeling like a loner, addictions, things like that. But he's also really hunky, and he's just my favorite Legionnaire. It's great story. It's still leading up to the Legion of Supervillains that's getting ready next issue. It's Legion Superheroes versus the Supervillains. Sounds really good. They're just leaving more and more backstory behind it. Paul Levitz, once again, just fantastic. Man has not missed a step. So, and the art is fantastic, and I can't say a bad thing about this book right now. It's consistently the best. So, Book of the Bunch, Legion of Superheroes number 11. Alright, my bomb of the bunch, and I think that I am dropping it after this issue, and I haven't really been overly thrilled with it. The art's good in it, but the storytelling's horrible. And from the way I understand it, the writer's leaving anyway. It's Thunder Agents number 5. It's just, to me, very boring. I really don't care about these people. I have nothing invested in these. It's just honestly boring. But for someone was actually asking, when are we going to see writing on a cover? Well, right there you go. At least that was good. There's a quote on here: "There's no reason not to read this comic aside from hating well-crafted comics by comic book resources." If they think this is well-crafted, I'd hate to see what they think of some of the other ones around here, because honestly, this is just a boring book. I'm done with it. I might give it one more issue just to wrap up the story arc, but, once Nick Spencer's gone, this book's done anyway. If it lasts to issue 12, I'll be surprised. Okay, from best to worst, we start off with Red Robin 21. Fabian Nicienza, or however the hell you say his name, is still one of the best writers out there. He just doesn't know how to quit. He has been consistently one of the best writers for, oh my god, 20 years now. Hard to believe it's been 20 years almost. He knows how to write Tim Drake. Tim Drake is, really a great character. And this Red Robin series has made me really appreciate him. And I'm really considering going back and trying to pick up the first Robin mini-series and working my way up for the old, I think there's, 121 issues of Robin before it got canceled. So I'm really, he has made me really like Tim Drake enough to get this. So this is still continuing with Tim trying to get control of not the internet but the Ooternet, and a little bit behind it. It's a satisfying conclusion, which leaves more plot lines open. Just like any good writer knows that you don't just necessarily wrap up a storyline without giving more to it. So anyway, good book, good storyline. I cannot recommend Red Robin enough. Next one, thanks to a couple good recommendations, mostly from my friend Mark. Invincible Iron Man number 502. This is great. Sinister Six versus Iron Man, and it's great. Iron Man is trying to save Dr. Octopus's life, and it's a really good story because 5 years ago, you could never have gotten Tony Stark to admit he was wrong. And I like the fact that he's more humble. This is more the Tony Stark that I'm used to reading than prior to Civil War. The whole Civil War has left a horrible taste in my mouth for Iron Man. And then going through Secret Invasion and seeing all of it, I really dislike the character of Tony Stark, what they did to him. But now with this is the 3rd issue I've gotten, and I've liked it. So Iron Man is going to be on my polls for the foreseeable future. Matt Fraction is, honestly, I like most of Matt Fraction's work, and Salvador Larroca is an awesome artist. So anyway, this is a good book. I can't say, go pick it up. It's one of the few Marvel books I'm getting. So Invincible Iron Man 502. Next, instead of doing them all separately, I'm going to do it as a group. And this is the War of the Green Lanterns. I'm reading 3 parts in one. This is Green Lantern Emerald Warriors number 7. Green Lanterns. I just noticed they changed it to Green Lantern, War of the Green Lanterns, sorry, number 64, and then Green Lantern Corps, number 58. So this is the Prelude, Part 1, Part 2. This is just as good as Blackest Night. I mean, the Jeff Johns and, is it still Tony Bernard? And Peter Tomasi. These guys work very well together. They craft a great story one after another. You don't feel like you're lost. This is my first issue of Emerald Warriors. I have not bought Green Lantern or Green Lantern Corps since Blackest Night. I don't feel like I've lost. I still know the people. They give you introductions. They let you know what's going on. This is a fantastic storyline so far. It's got me excited. I will be picking up the next sections of these, Green Lantern, Emerald Warriors 8, Green Lantern 65, and Green Lantern Corps 59. It's nice to see everybody back, and I really kind of miss these guys. I dropped them off from budget constraints. I'll probably end up picking them up again, and Emerald Warriors is short enough in the run, I'll probably just end up picking up the first 7 issues. So, if you guys looking for something new to try, and you're not getting them, War of the Green Lanterns is awesome. Next, I've got, and they were out of Outsiders number 37, so I did not get that. But I picked up Reign of the Doomsday. So this is kind of, Steel's not one of my favorite characters. He just really isn't. I don't know why I don't like him. I think part of it is from when he was first debuted, John Bogdanovich drew him, and it was horrible art. Absolutely hated it. And if I don't like the art on something, I tend to dislike it. So, the Reign of Doomsday, the Steel issue number 1, it was good, but, he's Doomsday. He freaking killed Superman. Does he really think, did this Steel really think he had a chance? No. I'm assuming he didn't die because I would have heard a lot of outrage on the message boards. So I didn't get to read Outsiders 37. I'm assuming Steel's in a coma again somewhere. He seems to be in a coma a lot. Which leads to Justice League of America number 55. I'm really confused. I didn't know Dark Supergirl was still around. I assumed that after the events of the last run, Bagley stuff, that Dark Supergirl was gone, but it turns out Dark Supergirl is still alive, while regular Supergirl is not. I'm kind of confused by the whole thing. And what's bad is this is bad scheduling. This is bad mixed up. You're starting a new thing, the Eclipso saga, but then you have this Reign of the Doomsday running through it. Everything's all confused. It just, it looks nice, though. I gotta say, whoever's drawing this now, is it Brett Booth? Really draws everything so much nicer than what Bagley did. I just can't get over just the heads and tails difference of how nice this book looks. Too bad the story sucks. So, then we're going back to, after that, we have Supergirl number 62. Now, this is usually a lot higher on my list. However, they got rid of, what is it, Nick Spencer. He was the big thing, and they dropped him halfway through this run. Plus the art in this. This is the worst art I've seen the Supergirl have. I've been collecting her for about 2 years now. It's horrible. I was really disappointed by this, and if this continues the trend, I will probably be dropping it. It's sad to say. This issue felt very disjointed, and I don't know why. Out of 2 years of having excellent stories, this one issue just kind of really left a sour, bad taste in my mouth. I'm really surprised, but that and the fact she looks horrible. This is a bad cover. Speaking of bad covers and bad art, my next one is FF number 1. I don't even know what to say about this. Storyline wasn't bad, but why the big relaunch? This is still the... Okay, everybody. This is the second part to my rundown. Obviously, I ran out of space on my card. I really need to get a bigger card. So for my last two books, the last two that are at the bottom of the list is FF number 1. Personally, I think this stands. I hate the costumes. I hate the fact that Spider-Man's in it. I pretty much hate everything about it. I hate the art. When did Steve Epting's art become so bad? He did fantastic on the Avengers in the 90s. He did fantastic on Cap in the early 2000s, and now we've got this. It's bad. I don't know what positive to say about it. If I don't throw it, it might be worth something. Anyway, I don't like it. And then my last one was Justice League Generation Lost 22. As for the horrible cover, that's first and foremost. That is just absolutely horrible. I'm really even surprised I even bought that. I got really confused because maybe it's because I see things. I mean, I'm able to read things. I've known for the past 3 months that this is a big spoiler if you haven't read it yet. That Maxwell Lord's ultimate goal is to get the OMAX back. And that's what he did in this issue, and I don't see why it's a big surprise. What surprised me is, I'm not reading Wonder Woman. I didn't know that she lost all her memory again about everybody and everything. Plus, her new costume really is hard. So, I don't know. I'm confused. Hey, I've only got, 2 more issues and it's gone? 3 more? I don't know. So anyway, that's been the book, my rundown for this week of March 23rd, 2011. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next week.